Thought Media Network proudly presents the Global Heart of Peace's Peace Party. Celebrate the many paths to peace. Explore an exciting life of peace. Embody joyous peace. Come to our weekly Peace Party, Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on New Thought Media Network. www.ntmedia.org.
Welcome to Peace Party, brought to you by the Global Heart of Peace Initiative. I am Reverend Lauren Martin, and I am the chairperson for the Global Heart of Peace. We are here to celebrate the many aspects of peace and explore how exciting a life full of peace and joy can be. Today, I will be talking about how music can help you obtain peace. Now, I know most of you are probably thinking that, well, of course, when I'm meditating, I might listen to some nice piano or some singing bowls or something very calm and relaxing. I am not talking about that today. Today, I want to talk about using music like rock, metal, and rap to help you get to a place of peace. And I know most of you are thinking that doesn't make any sense. Those are things that are supposed to increase aggression or make you more angry or make you feel something that you may not be feeling before. But that's the point. So a lot of us, when we were growing up, it didn't feel safe to feel. It didn't feel safe to have anger. It didn't feel safe to have big emotions. It didn't feel safe to cry or to be able to actually process what was going on an emotional level. So for a lot of us, we just learned to stuff it down. When I was a teenager, I loved heavy metal. I loved rock. I loved all that kind of music. And I thought, this is just a phase. I'm just going through it. It's not a big deal. This is what teenagers do. We listen to loud music, scream really loud, dance around, drive really fast with the loud music on, all of those things. Well, I can tell you, it's not a phase. I still listen to this music. It wasn't until recently that I realized exactly why. I'm one of those people who was raised in an environment where I didn't feel really safe being angry. I didn't feel really safe expressing my emotions because that was taken as an insult by my parents. It was taken as a problem by people in my life that, you have big emotions. That's bad. You shouldn't show big emotions. And so I couldn't process a lot of what was going on. So when I got angry, I went and slammed my door, played really loud music, and screamed with the music. And that helped. Because while the music is going, during that, 3 to 6 minutes of a song, you can lose yourself in that emotion. People always say that all of these people who listen to this kind of music, they're really aggressive, they're really violent, they're really angry people. And I can tell you from experience, I have been to many rock concerts, very many metal concerts. And these are, some of the nicest people you'll meet, because what they do is during the music time, when the music is down, they headbang, they mosh pit, they do whatever they can to get those emotions out. So why is this important? Well, if you are constantly feeling blocked by your emotions, when you go to sit down and meditate, your brain's going to be going all over the place. You're going to be feeling everything coming through because you're giving yourself some quiet. And that quiet, allowing you to have that emotions, if you're not ready to have those emotions or you're not feeling safe, you're just going to sit there and worry, wonder, and you're going to feel like you're failing at meditating, which you're not. You really aren't. It just may not be the right thing for you to do in that moment. If, though, you work through your emotions in a safe way, and you can feel them completely, you will allow space for the peace to come in. Now, there's another thing that happens, which is a lot of us don't really deal with our grief and our sadness very well. And we block that down. And that comes out as anger. That comes out as lashing out at people. And all of these emotions can come out sideways if we don't deal with them and don't process them fully. So I have one of my favorite bands. And the first time I saw them in concert, I had no clue who they were because I went to this big festival, and I'm not really good at associating names of bands and the songs that they play, so I had no clue. And so I go to this festival and they start playing. The second song in, I started bawling. And I had to sit down and I cried the entire concert because I had had a lot of stuff going on in my life that I wasn't processing. I had, in that, up to that point, I had totaled my car, I had lost my job, and we were at this festival and I hadn't processed any of that stuff. So I sat there and I bawled my eyes out for the entire concert. And I can tell you, I have seen this band about 7 times. I cry every single time that I see them. Different songs, depending on the mode. And they have one album that I know that if I am not able to access my emotions, I could put this on and I will cry the entire album. And what happens is, once I release the physical feeling of the emotion, I can get clarity on what's causing it. I can get clarity on the fact that I even have this sadness or this grief or this area that isn't being processed. So by allowing myself a safe place to feel, I can actually understand more about myself. The other benefit of these songs is there are a few out there that literally have lyrics that I wish I could say to people. There's songs out there that very, very accurately put into words exactly what I want to tell my parents or a friend or a loved one that I'm bickering with, that I can't because they're not appropriate, or that person wouldn't take it well, or I don't want to implode a relationship that's important. So I can go and sing these words and feel like I am saying the things to the people that I need to say them to, because they don't need to hear it. They're not going to change. They are who they are. But I need to get those words out. So it helps to have those lyrics to help you process. The other thing that is amazing is these are people who live thousands of miles away from you, have totally different lives, are out there doing their own thing that you will never meet. Yet, their words resonate with you on a very personal level. And they help you not feel so alone. Because a lot of times when we're having big emotions, when we're having stress, or we're having problems in our life, we feel like, oh my goodness, this is only me. I'm alone. This is only happening to me. It's so easy to fall into that victim mentality and be like, oh, this is just the end of the world. It's not. And there's people out there who understand this, who can hear this, and who can really relate to you on a level that you wouldn't even understand, even though you'll never meet them. And this helps you feel not so alone and not so overwhelmed. So my recommendation is find the music that works for you. Now, some of you don't like rock or metal or rap or any of those things, and that's fine, because every genre of music has something in it that will help you process your emotions. Pop, classical, jazz, whatever you like, find the thing that helps you move through whatever you're feeling. And one of the things that I recommend, even though I haven't tried it yet because I don't have the patience to sit there for like 20 minutes unless I'm at a concert, which is really weird because a concert I could do for 3 hours. I could sit there and dance. But if you ask me to sit there and dance in my house, I feel stupid doing it for 20 minutes. But if you're having these kind of days where you're feeling big emotions, you don't know where to move them, you can just blast this music and dance and move and scream and sing and feel it. And that's a great workout. It's going to help you with that whole serotonin, dopamine kind of thing that you need going on in your brain to help you feel better. And then you can sit down and think, just feel the difference. Feel how that music and that relations relationship to the other people and the understanding and the community helps you just feel calm and at peace. And then you can go meditate. You can go focus on peace. You can go do a walk in nature. You can do whatever you feel like will help you grow that feeling of peace. But you've got to get through whatever's blocking that feeling first. And if you need any recommendations for music, if you want to try my fun stuff, definitely reach out to me. Happy to tell you all the good bands for that. And my favorite, just for so you know, if you do want anything that is really good for crying, for anger, and for messages that really resonate with New Thought, Shinedown is great for that. They're a rock band, but they also cross over to pop. So a lot of you probably have heard of them. I recommend them wholeheartedly because they span the spectrum of all kinds of emotions that you can process with them. So start there if you want to take a little bit of a easy jaunt into the rock arena, for the lack of a better word. If you do want some other stuff that's a little bit more hardcore, that I would just start with Shinedown, but there's definitely some that are out there that'll be really great for you to process some emotions. So take a look, give it an experiment, see if it works for you. And you might find that there's emotions that you didn't even realize you were having, that you released, that healed some old wounds that were not even on your radar to work on. So definitely let me know if you do that. I would love to hear if people actually had some benefit from this. I know me and my friends love that. That's why we go to these concerts. Last year I went to 8 concerts, and I can tell you that was the most healing thing that I did. Was at each of these concerts, you just dance and you just let go, and you don't care who's watching you. You don't care what's going on around you. You're just in the energy of healing, and it is beautiful and amazing. So check it out. Do something new for yourself and see how that works. All right, I'm going to end up with a little prayer. So let's just take a deep breath. And we are just going to settle into this moment knowing that we are all in the presence of everything divine. It is all divine around us. It is all God. It is all beautiful. It is all good. Knowing that this is true, I know that we are all that divine being. We are all one with it. And being that the case, all music heals. All music helps. All music is a gift. And as we just feel into that energy, knowing that the connection through the rhythm and the words and the instruments all coming together, that beautiful harmony, that is what fuels life. It brings life. It heals life. I am so grateful for the presence of music. I'm so grateful for the presence of the healing power, and to just let go and let the emotions flow through music just by listening, by hearing, by singing, by dancing. So I know that this perfect healing is available to everybody. So I release these words into the law knowing they are done, they are perfect, and so it is. So thank you for joining us today as we explored a unique aspect of peace and hopefully introduced you to a new way of looking at peace. Please join us next week at 5 p.m. Mountain Time for Reverend Christy Semple with How the Practice of Patience Supports Peace. May you dance in the joy of a peace-filled life.